Hi, my name is Nur Wahida binti Idrus. My number matric is H22030368. Today I will present an introduction for my assignment. Financial management is about planning, organizing, directing, and controlling the financial activity in a company. It is also applied in management concept to organization financial resources. The objective involves maintaining the supply of funds to the organization, ensuring shareholders get good return on their investment, and to optimal and efficient utilization of funds. Financial management is important because it helps to improve the profitability of an organization. The relationship between AirAsia and hospitality and tourism is AirAsia is a low-cost airline is known for its focus on minimizing operational costs and offering lower fares to destinations. The importance of financial management to AirAsia is AirAsia's strengths and weaknesses can be assessed by comparing its financial ratio and operational data with industry standards, allowing the company to capitalize on strengths and areas for improvement. The relationship between hospitality and tourism is the first impression of the passenger is the entrance welcome for tourists at Kuala Lumpur International Airport (KLIA) plays the main gateway for international tourists arriving in Malaysia. The importance of financial management to Malaysia Airport Holding is financial ratio and MAH forecasting are crucial for companies facing financial difficulties as negative reputation and associated expenses can lead to inexperienced business and less motivated staff.
Assalamualaikum. Let me introduce myself. I am Nur Fazin Sakina binti Mazlan. My matric number ID is H22A0448. As you can see on the screen, today I will talk about background of company Air Asia Berhad and Malaysia Holdings Berhad. First is Air Asia. Air Asia is second airline of Malaysia. It was established in 1993 as a full-service regional airline under the RBH HICOM. In 2001, Tony Fernandez firm Turn Air purchased the airline and Air Asia started be successful in suit as Asia. That be first low-cost airline with tagline, "Now everyone can fly." The cost of flight is reasonable and is not regarded as an expensive but affordable for getting to both local and foreign location. Secondly is Malaysia Airport Holding Berhad. In 1991, the Malaysia divided the Department of Civil Aviation forming Malaysia Airport Holding Berhad (MAHB) to manage airports. MAHB established in 1992, becoming a public company in 1999, making it Asia's first publicity trade airport operator. With 39 airports, it's among the world's largest airport group. MAHB focus on sustainable and connected airport service, aiming for pleasant connection. The company generate revenue from airline fee, airport-related business, and aim for sustainable growth, particularly around KL International Airport, aspiring to lead in airport time innovation. That's only for me. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Husnina binti Rostam and my matric number is H22A0900. I want to present my part, which is trend analysis. In this part, we have 4 ratios: liquidity ratio, activity ratio, leverage or debt ratio, and profitability ratio. The first one is liquidity ratio. For the current ratio for MAH 2021, we get 0.90 and same goes to MAH 2022. For the quick ratio for MAH 2021, we get 0.86 and increase to 0.87 in 2022. For the net working capital for MAH 2021, we get negative RM 324 ringgit 60 cent and increase to negative RM 272 ringgit 40 cent in 2022. Next is activity ratio. The first one is total asset turnover. For MAH 2021, we get 0.08 and increase to 0.16 in 2022. Next is average receivable turnover. In 2021, we get 6.08 and increase to 7.00 in 2022. Next is average collection period. In 2021, we get 59.80 and decrease into 51.34 in 2022. Next, in inventory turnover. In 2021, we get 5.92 and increase to 8.82 in 2022. Last is fixed asset turnover. We get 3.40 in 2021 and increase to 5.07 in 2022. After that, we have leverage or debt ratio. First, we have debt ratio. For MAH 2021, we get 64% and decrease to 62% in 2022. Next is debt to equity ratio. In 2021, we get 180% and decrease to 162% in 2022. Last is time interest earned. We get negative 0.56 in 2021 and negative 7.55 in 2022. The last ratio is profitability ratio. Here we have return on equity or ROE. We get negative 11% in 2021 and 2% in 2022. Next, for return on asset or ROA, in 2021, we get negative 4% in 2021 and 10% in 2022. Next, gross profit margin, we get 60% in 2021 and 72% in 2022. Next is operating profit margin. We get 21% in 2021 and we get 50% in 2022. The last ratio is net profit margin. We get 50% in 2021 and 6% in 2022. Here, we have a graph bar for the liquidity ratio and activity ratio. And here, we have a graph bar for leverage or debt ratio and profitability ratio graph bar. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Nurain binti Ang Tung Ho with my metric number H22030365. Today I want to present my part for my assignment financial management, which is ratio analysis. In this part, we have 4 ratios, which is liquidity ratio, activity ratio, leverage or debt ratio, and lastly profitability ratio. Now, we have looked at the first ratio, which is liquidity ratio. The liquidity ratio of Asia in 2021 is 0.266 and it changed into extended to 0.1721 in 2022. The quick ratio of capital Asia in 2021 is 0.2494 and it changed into expanded to 0.15221 in 2022. The net working capital of Asia in 2021 is RM negative 6754,171 increased to RM negative 8509066 in 2022. The second is activity ratio. The total asset turnover in 2021 is 0.0957 and the ratio has reduced to 0.3602 in 2022. The account receivable turnover in 2021 is 2.7660 and the ratio has reduced to 9.8883 in 2022. Period in 2021 is 131.955 days and the ratio had been increased to 396.11 days in 2022. The inventory turnover is 9.9563 in 2021 and decreased into 3.5093 in 2022. The fixed asset turnover ratio ascending from 0.0957 in 2021 to 0.3544 in 2022. Third is leverage or debt ratio. The debt ratio for capital for Asia from 0.5413% into 2021 to 1.555% in 2022. The debt of equity ratio for Asia was increased from 2.8936% in 2021 to 5.7189% in 2022. The time interest earned ratio is increased from 3.285 in 2021 to 3.85 in 2022. And the lastly is profitability ratio. The ROE for Asia Berhad is decreased from negative 0.0204% in 2021 to 5.940% in 2022. The ROA for Asia is decreased from negative 3.6203 in 2022 and 1.0694 in 2022. The gross profit margin of Asia decreased from 0.52 in 2021 to 0.0370 in 2022. The operating profit margin for Asia is decreased from negative 0.8282% in 2021 to 0.2165 in 2022. Now, this is the graph of liquidity ratio, activity ratio, leverage and debt ratio, and the lastly is profitability ratio.
Hello, my name is Nur Idina Izazi binti Bahri Zaham. My metric number card is H2030224. As you can see, there is my part assignment which is Comparative Analysis Malaysia Airport Holding and Asia. Firstly, equity ratio has three types. Firstly, career ratio for MAH 0.90 is more increased than AA 0.27. For quick ratio, MAH is 0.86 higher than AA 0.25. Meanwhile, net working capital MAH is lower, negative RM 324.60 ringgit than AA point RM negative RM 775.41 ringgit. Secondly, activity ratio have four types. Firstly, total asset turnover for MAH to differ between this company only 1 point, as you can see in this table. For SC, for account receivable, MAH is higher than AA. Average collection period, AA is more higher than MAH, which is 131.65 days and 59.80 days. Eventually, turnover MAH is 8.82 lower than AA is 9095. Lastly, fixed asset turnover MAH more increased than AA in 2021. Next, leverage or debt ratio. Debt ratio for MAH and AA the difference only 10 points. That MAH is increased than AA. Debt to equity ratio for MAH 10.1080 while AA 0.283. Time interest and ratio for MAH 0.56 is lower than AA 3.28.
Lastly, profitability ratio, return on equity that I got for MAH and AA are negative 0.11 and negative 0.02. Return on assets MAH negative 0.04 is lower than negative 3.62 AA. Gross profit margin MAH got 0.60 while AA got 0.53. Operating profit margin AA is more higher than MAH. Lastly, for profitability ratio is net profit margin. MAH is more increased, which is 0.50 than AA 0.04. This is my graph comparative analysis MAH and AA for 2021. This is my graph comparative analysis for MAH and AA 2021. Now, comparative analysis MAH and AA 2022. Firstly, liquidity ratio. Current ratio MAH 0.90 is higher than AA 0.17. Quick ratio MAH 0.87 increased than 0.15 for AA. Net working capital negative RN 272.41 while AA negative R 850.90. Activity ratio total asset turnover 0.16 for MAH while 0.36 for AA. Account receivable turnover AA is more higher than MAH. Average collection period MAH 51.64 days while AA 131.96 days. Inventory turnover for MAH is higher than AA, which is 5.92 and 3.52. Fixed asset turnover MAH more increased than AA. Leverage or debt ratio. Debt ratio MAH is lower, which is 62% higher than ASEA 105.55%. Debt to equity ratio MAH lower than AA. Time interest ratio MAH has a higher, which is 7.25 compared to AA, which is 3.28. Profitability ratio. Return on equity MAH is lower than AA, which is 2% and 5.94%. Return on assets MAH 10% is lower than AA, which is 1.10%. Gross profit margin MAH 72% higher than AA 3.7%. Operating profit margin AA 21% is higher than MAH 50%. And lastly, net profit margin MAH 6% is higher than AA 30%. This is my graph comparative analysis for MAH and AA 2022. This is my graph comparative analysis for MAH and AA 2022.
Hi, my name is Nur Anjulaika binti Zulferi and my metric number is H22A0828. Now, I'm gonna explain my part, which is overall analysis. In analyzing the financial outcome of Malaysia Airport Holdings Company and AirAsia in 2021 and 2022, several key aspects emerge. Malaysia Airport Holdings Company experienced a more substantial revenue increase from 1.673 million in 2021 to 3.13 million in 2022. The company managed to control the operating expenses, although the net profit showed a big improvement from 6% in 2021 to 50% in 2022. The company maintained a stable liquidity with a current ratios of 0.90 for both years. However, Malaysia Airport Holdings Company faced challenges related to currency exchange risk due to its global operations. The debt to equity ratios also saw a moderate increase from 0.52 to 2.35, indicating a slightly amplified reliance on debt for financing. In contrast, AirAsia witnesses a decreased revenue from 755.1 million in 2021 to 550.6 million in 2022. The company maintains a stable net profit margin of 0.4 in 2021 to 1.51 in 2022. However, AirAsia faced challenges due to its susceptibility to fuel price fluctuation and is influencing its profitability. The liquidity position, as reflected by current ratios, saw a slight deterioration from 0.27 in 2021 to 0.17 in 2022, but the debt-to-equity ratios increased from 0.43 in 2021 to 3.40 in 2022. And that's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurul Aina Farha binti Muhammad Yaziz and my metric number is H2280212. I'm going to present my part, which is conclusion. In conclusion, generally that the pandemic coronavirus COVID-19 has had significant effects on Malaysia Airport Holding Berhad and AAJ Berhad since early 2020 and 2021. Hence, the pandemic had a direct and significant impact on the transactions of both groups clearly. This is because it has caused a huge loss on non-cash flow items which both organizations need to borrow more to maintain the company's basic consumptions. However, in view of the ongoing development and impact of the COVID-19 crisis, Malaysia Airport Holdings Company demonstrated impressive profitability improvement and robust sales growth. However, strategic risk reduction is advised due to elevated debt levels and susceptibility to currency concerns. Despite AirAsia maintaining consistent profitabilities amidst revenue decline and fuel price challenges, concerns arise over limited liquidity and a significant increase in debt, casting doubts on its long-term financial stability. Lastly, both organizations need to address specific challenges through strategic financial management and risk reduction techniques to ensure continued growth and stability in the future. That's all from me. Thank you.